Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about escaping the rat race and why it might be hindering your investment decisions. And on top of that, Apple up 65% this year. And we're going to break all of this down for you. So let's jump right into this. Welcome back, my passive income investors alike. We're going to start off with the Apple news, and then we're going to break down what I think the rat race is and why people are overlooking it when they come to making investment decisions. But first of all, guys, that Apple stock, if we go into my tax-free savings account, which, by the way, my overall portfolios continue to hit all-time highs. We are now over $121,000, in between 121 and 122, and it's all because of mainly these tech stocks that are just exploding lately. And Apple currently, I didn't think it was going to outperform Microsoft this year because Microsoft hit a high of 40% for me, but currently Apple is sitting up over 40 or 50% in my account. And we all know some of the general news behind it, but we have to remember when companies get this large, for them to make these movements, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars. Because you have to think, if Apple stock goes up 20% at $1 trillion market cap, that's $200 billion of money that has to get moved around into these share prices. We're not talking chunk change anymore, and Apple might as well be a monopoly at this point. As we can see, guys, it's just unreal that this has happened. And a lot of people think this is the end of Apple for this year. It can't run anymore. I want you to let me know in the comment section below, what do you think? Do you think we're going to see further highs? Do you think this is going to be the end of it? There's a bunch of articles out right now, and I'm sure you've read your fair share of them, of why people are speculating that Apple's going to continue to run, especially considering they're expected to launch that 5G next fall. There's just a lot of things going for this company with their credit card they came out with their streaming service. But what that does for the bottom line, I don't know. And how much of that is getting priced into Apple stock, not 100% sure either. Actually, if we look, if I can get this to highlight, we're going to look up and just see what the Google says for the PE ratio on that. If we go to Apple today, the current PE ratio is now over 21, which I remember when I was buying Apple stock, the PE was at like 15. So, I mean, we're definitely getting into a fair valuation for this company, which also leads to think that this might be the end of it if it can't prove further sales or earnings at the end of this quarter, or for basically Christmas. If sales aren't up, we could see a big tank in this guy. But I don't want to go on about Apple anymore, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But more importantly, I want to talk about the rat race, which is something I think a lot of us do not talk about, but it is the mindset that I think hinders a lot of investors, including my own investment philosophy, as I personally leverage down in Apple to get my dividend yields up. So I used to have almost a $20,000 stake in Apple, and if I kept holding on to it, I probably could have made another 15 or 20%, which at the end of the day doesn't make up for any huge numbers. It might be an extra $1,000 to the bottom line, or a couple thousand. But the reason I'm telling you this is because when we are in the rat race, the mindset behind the rat race, guys, is you're making decisions based on income. Because chances are you're looking for passive income and cash flow that you're not particularly working for to help get you out of that rat race so you have time to do what you want. But with that mindset, you start missing out on big capital gains because you're more worried about the cash flow than you are the equity side. And I know a lot of people in real estate have the same problem because they might be looking for that higher income yield. So they're looking for a better rate of return month over month than they might be buying a house in, say, a better area where they might not be making as much on the bottom line, but the property value might be going up exponentially, something similar to Apple. Because Apple stock doesn't pay a high dividend yield, currently 1.19%. So, I mean, that's not really going to get you to your financial independence any sooner. But at the same time, the equity gain that you're going to miss out on is astronomical. So I think in the rat race mindset of thing, guys, it's really hard trying to find that balance between income and growth. I've been trying to achieve this with my portfolio immensely as I continue to buy a combination of high growth dividend stocks along with basically high equity growth with my tech stocks like Apple and Microsoft. So I mean, it's always hard gauging this out because if a lot of us just strictly focus on that cash flow, we're really going to be missing out on these gains that Apple offers. So I want to know what you guys think. Are you stuck in this kind of and this mindset of just trying to get cash flows up so you can start taking a breath? Like I said, when I look at some of these real estate guys, when they get out of the rat race, that's like usually the first thing they admit to, which is I shouldn't have focused so heavily on cash flows as I should have equity growth. But I'm still stuck in this, and it's a hindrance to me, and it might be a hindrance to a lot of you. So I'd love to know what you guys think. But just a quick video, I am heading out to perform today at the actually the Toronto Stock Exchange, which I'm super excited for, guys. I'm going to be working for TD today, so I'm going to try and get a few clips the Toronto Stock Exchange while I'm down there, and I look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. But what an incredible day in the markets, guys. I hope your accounts are hitting all-time highs. I hope you're experiencing the same beautiful growth. So stay cool, stay awesome. Just a bit of an update video today, and I look forward to chatting to you real soon.